Hello everyone, so I am recording this intro kind of late. I actually should have recorded this, done an intro first, and then done this afterwards, but I'm kind of learning from as I go. So in this video we're going to be doing a lot of questing. I'm using the optimal quest guide. You guys will have a link down below. I just want to give you a heads up. We're going to be doing a lot of quests today, trying out some new editing methods that I'm working on, seeing how they like them, and go from there. See you guys when I get back. Alright, first quest we start off with is Death Plateau. We are going to be using the optimal quest order guide on the RS3 Wiki, link below so you can follow along with what I'm currently doing. So, giving you guys heads up, you can see a lot of speeding up right here. I will be speeding up all in between parts of quest to keep the video time down and see how it looks. Bear with me as I will be trying out different kinds of methods of editing for the first few episodes and finding what I like and what works and what doesn't work going forward. So you can see a lot of this right now. I might not keep this way. I will be going forward. Probably might not be keeping this kind of style. So I just want to give you kind of heads up what's going on. Um, so as you can see, we're kind of going in between things. We're talking with the people in between. Like here, I kind of started off with doing where I would speed up until I talk to the person, then unsped up for that part, and then sped up again in between. Um, Clips going forward, you in this episode, you're gonna see I sped up for the entire part in between of the quests. Even going forward, next I probably will be cutting the in between part of the quests, except for maybe boss fights, things that I think, or if something funny kind of happened, whether it be death, dying, fail to making a mistake during a quest. Um, there's a quest where sometimes you can fail the new obstacles, and that's parts of stuff that I might show me failing and having to go back up and try again. Things like that you're gonna see. I might try to keep it with just that, and then just the final quest. That will also keep it down, but also probably make clips be more relevant, versus just kind of speeding through the clips. As I don't really want to do too much speed up like this. I think this looks good, but I think going forward, I think I'm going to be changing how I do that. Um, I am still working on a script here, so as I am doing scripting, I'm going to get better on that. I'm actually going a little off script here, but I kind of know what I want to actually talk about. So, and it's a lot of just explanation. So right now we're walking up to the top of the Death Plateau. We're gonna about to kill the troll named Map. So we see him for like a couple seconds. We quickly talk. Um, we go kind of fast. We just kind of say, prepare to fight. Die troll. We start the fight, we finish the fight out, and and then we're gonna head out into Bertha, finish out this quest, and then we're gonna move on to the final part. One of the big things with this quest, after this quest, is you get to do supply runs up to 5 times, which gets you 15 extra lamps, which you can use on skills. I do end up choosing to use those on Herblore, as it got me from all the way up from level 2 to level 18. I also did my dailies for the day. I did one of the big things, I am not doing my treasure hunter keys right away. I'm gonna be stacking them up until the end of episodes. So if I do a bunch of quests if I'm doing like a questing episode, like where I do a bunch of quests, I probably won't do any keys I've earned through treasure hunter. Will it be used at the end of my day of that day, or if it this video goes on for multiple days, or at the end of the episode if it's done in one, if I've done all these quests in that same day. So with the end of the video, so it kind of depends on where I am in the day. So, but with this ones, you're gonna see I don't actually use them, but I'm gonna use them after. You'll see them being used at the start of the clip of episode 3, as I will be going from there. I am gonna be doing better about trying to do my intros and outros. Outros can always are easy to consistently be. Um, as you do them at the end. I'm going to make sure that I try to always start off my video with an intro, kind of just recapping what happened from the episode before, just so we can tell anyone that maybe didn't see some parts could be like, or maybe skipped over some parts, could be like, oh. So we started off some. Now we moved on to Juju Ritual. It's a pretty quick quest. There's not much to it. It's just gather three things. It's a lot different than what it used to be in RS3. I mean, old school Runescape. This is RS3, so one of the big things is I got lucky. One part of the greens literally was sitting next to me when I was going for the fishing part. So we just gathered our potion. We went to the center. We got they made the circle thing, and then goes to a straight cutscene. Um, so giving you heads up, I am going to be losing a clip coming up soon. Now I have one more quest that I get to do before that happens, called Let Them Eat Pie. I do have the full clip for that, and we're gonna go over that real quick. But for two quests, Wolf Whistle and Violet's Blue, the first one, my recording software froze, and I actually lost the entire clip. So we're gonna go start off the let them eat pie quest. You pretty much sit there and you make a disgusting pie to seal a seal, then make a fake letter, for him to forge a letter that we give to a guy. It's a pretty simple quest, not too much different. You get we got 3 cooking and we got a little bit of cooking levels and thieving levels from it. Overall, not too bad of a quest. It was pretty quick. Just did that and went from there. Uh, I said we are gonna be trying to do some more scripting for it, so it doesn't feel as weird. And I'm still working on it, and I can tell right now my scripting's a little could have been. I trying to get enough wording in here to fit the clip, so that way there's not just a bunch of empty silence. I don't. So, like I said, I'm gonna keep working on this stuff. This is just a lot of stuff I want to explain. It's kind of like a word vomit right now, but um, like I said, I am trying. Videos are generally gonna be out once a week, but early on there's possibly gonna be earlier time frames, just due for the fact that it's such the lower level stuff is so quick to get done. So I'm gonna quickly pause out on this because you guys are gonna get the explanation for the lost clips right now. Alright, so I'm doing a new recording for the clip that covering over some clips that I lost. For the quest Wolf Whistle and Violet is Blue, the first quest, my clip got corrupted and it wouldn't. My recording software just wouldn't save. It crashed completely, losing the entire clip. So just letting you know, I did the Wolf Whistle for summoning and Violet's Blue one, which I used all 3 lamps on farming to get to 17 farming. I also started up our beehive runs. Once I got that, and I did some other small things. And I got my thieving up to 20. Which is where I got some of my money. Not the money you can kind of see right now. It's not all from that. About like 570k about. I made from going from 5 thieving to 20. Cakes currently are at 3k per, which is crazy to think at even this point. Especially considering old school cake prices. But uh, so I did that, and just wanted to give you guys heads up, kind of what happened there. Why you are gonna see kind of a jump from one quest. I believe Let Them Eat Pie was the final quest, and then you're gonna see me going right into Violet and Blue 2. Hence why you're gonna see a little bit of a weird section right there. So I just want to quickly go over that and explain what went on there. Alright, so that was a quick explanation of what happened. So we are moving on to the Violet is Blue 2, which was an Xmas themed quest in which I proceed to use the lamps on Herblore, which is going to get us to 31 Herblore. This is honestly one Violet is Blue 1 and 2. While the lengths of the quests are not crazy long, They can take a little bit of time, but the quest rewards are relatively worth it. And it was a pretty well themed and done quest overall. But especially when you're so used to speeding through quests, skipping cutscenes, and then having the cutscenes actually be kind of in the video to be a cutscene. That's a lot of what goes on. I'm actually trying to leave stuff in the videos, but I'm think going forward it's gonna be a little bit less than that, and getting more stuff done in a video, and less cutscene, which why going forward videos will take a little longer. And like I said, I do want to put time into these videos. I don't want to just shove a bunch of clips together and say a bunch of video things I recorded and just bomb it over it on videos, like with just the videos kind of going from there. So as you can see, I have it. Just mean there's a lot of videos time frame in here. Like this been from probably at least 3 hours or so of recordings, all the way down to like about 26 minutes. Even then, I still kind of wanted to get that time down a little bit, but maybe cut where needed. But overall, I do think this quest is pretty fun quest. It was not a bad, pretty cool, pretty well themed. It does give you kind of a cool area to work in afterwards, as you get the town. Yeah, town actually has a big bonfire which you can cook or use to burn logs in. It's not as commonly used anymore, especially later on now with a lot of other places. So, but it's a generally cool area. It looks really well. It's nice themed. Really well done quest. And it was meant to be like a Christmas. It was a Christmas themed quest, which you can kind of see. But yeah. Um, but as you can see, we are using our three lamps on her blower. I do drop the cosmetics and the annex. I don't really care for those ones specifically, anyways. Um, we do end up moving on to Lumbridge. We are going to start the Blood Pact for the very first quest line in this area. So it's a pretty easy quest, maybe a couple minutes, but post quest offers a lot of training methods, which includes the equip spiders, which can provide spiders for the player owned farms or spider silk for crafting training. Do speed right through is even with speeding this through, it's not long to do. It's maybe a couple set. Literally, the time takes just because you have to go through dialogue or parts, but literally, as you can see, probably 30 seconds, give or take, to a minute. You probably saw maybe 30 seconds worth of clips. But you entire, you release her, go from there. And I'm trying to like go some backstory behind some of the quests. I'm hoping maybe I can go that kind of forward. What I might do is actually go full, like, what I'll do is I'll start at the front of the quest series. For example, I might stand in front of the person and then go over the quest, kind of like the history of the quest or like the reasoning what the quest is about. We kind of move on to Restless Ghost, where the priest is having an issue with a haunting in the graveyard. You get sent to go talk to the person in the swamp, father at the swamp, who then gives you a ghost speak amulet, which you then go to a coffin. Talk to the ghost to find out his skull is missing, and that's why he can't rest in peace. So you go get the skull, you return it, and then you talk, and a cutscene plays, and he now gets to rest in peace. It's a pretty quick quest, easy prayer experience. Not a lot of prayer experience, but you still get some, and it's still pretty quick to get. But otherwise, it's really not. It's a pretty good quest. It used to be where he would go back to the sphere, would go into the water, but now it doesn't, which is kind of an interesting change. We do start now. Gonna once we finish up burying these bones, we are gonna move on to Cook's assistant, which we help him make a cake. So we head on to get. We pick up a empty pot. We're gonna go grab some milk from the special dairy cow. We do the construction god statues here. This is the final one for this month, as we hadn't done this one yet. We get this egg, the big egg here, and we head on over to the wheat field. I kind of goof a little bit and kind of go right past it. And then I'm like, wait, gotta go back. Grab the wheat, go talk to her about getting extra fine. We make some extra fine powder. We teleport back, and we just turn it right in. It's such a simple quest. It's not much to it. It's even quicker on old school because you literally can just grab the items prior to even starting this quest. Literally just talk to them again, and you're done. So, the final quest in the Lumbridge area is the Myths of Whitelands. It's pretty much a kind of like a get you talk to this explorer Jack. He wants us to go investigate the land of snow, find the land of snow. We find out that there's a lot of this cave system with a bunch of puzzles you kind of have to go through, the traverse, and you end up finding there's a you get to the end. There's like a Yeti, so you go and you go and knock out a Yeti using a kind of a pipe that makes like a really loud noise and knocks them out. You end up finding out that it was a bunch of snow imps pranking on the explorer because they didn't like him, but they end up liking you, so they don't make the prank work against you, but work against him. So it's kind of a funny quest, but it's not super, and was pretty quick. Even with the puzzle, even with the slight cave puzzles, it's not really a difficult one to begin with. Anyways, it's still not too difficult of a time frame. Going from there, but like I said, it is once again it's another quest that's not meant to be long, but the rewards are okay. Not much for and come back. I can come back later to get some extra further experience rewards. I do kind of feel like this is really not the most optimal quest, but unless this quest is required for something, and I just didn't look at the when I looked at the guide, I didn't really look that hard to check to see if this was needed for something else. But got a little distracted here because I actually either I misread the guide for a minute and kind of went opposite direction. But and I kind of do it a little bit here again. I don't know. So I'm sitting there trying to click on this pipe. I'm like, where's this thing? And then I'm like, oh, I didn't study the wall first, and then I'm supposed to do that. Then I can shout into the pipe. So I realized that after a little bit, kind of realized, wait a minute, oh, I gotta do this once again. Not reading my guide. So I pick up the stones. This is where you find out that it's a prank. It's Yeti. It's Yeti shit. And if I were to try to teleport a worst case scenario, it would disappear. Best case scenario, with this disappear. Worst case scenario, it would thaw instantly and smell real bad. So they chant it to make it so that it won't thaw unless you teleport with it, and so it won't thaw until you give it to someone else. So you then proceed to give it to Explorer Jack. Now we are moving on to the first question in the Drainer series area. Ernest the chicken. Ernest, we're gonna go try to find and locate Ernest, who went into the haunted mansion, who we later find out was turned into a chicken while helping the professor with his experiments. We have to get the parts of the machine back to turn Ernest back into a human. It's not too difficult of a wasn't too difficult of a quest. It's just kind of like it's a little bit of like kind of go. It's kind of like a puzzle, but not maybe a little bit of a little bit of a puzzle quest. Versus some other quests where it's like your missions to go do something. This is more like kind of like a puzzle. To do to find get these parts so you can turn them back into from a chicken to a human. And it's, once again, this quest, a lot of these quests then the guy are pretty quick quests, but have some decent early rewards that you can do that don't take much time or effort to do. A lot of this one is actually more for just the quest points, as you really don't get a lot of things. Following it up with this one is we're going to Swept Away. Uh, a short quest where we help Meg make her goulash by getting assistance from three other witches, one from Remington, one from Port Sarum, and one last in Drano Village to enchant her broom to add to the final flavor to her dish. Each witch has us do a small puzzle and proceeds to help enchant the broom. End up using the 10 bowls we got to train herb lore, getting us up to 33 herb lore. First puzzle is trying to find out this Gus messes up the signs. We go and fix them. And I did mess it up the first time. So I'll do it again, but this time I did it wrong and then immediately corrected myself. But before I got it and moved on to our second one. The second puzzle is pretty much kind of like a sliding puzzle in a sense, but on the way there, I got attacked by a mugger, so I had to kill the mugger first. So in a sense, it's like a sliding puzzle where you gotta move one up, move them around. Was a pretty easy puzzle. Not It's pretty much just move one up and move all of them over one, and ish, and then putting one back down, and that's the second one. Not much harder. Like I said, not difficult. The last one is this one, in where we have to just sweep out some certain sections to leave with 4 triangles. Not a difficult quest to begin with. Generally just really easy to go. But like I said, you finish up, you stir the pot. You're gonna stir the pot with the broom, and you get to have 10 servings, which grants you 10 times experience, 10 times your current level. So at the time, being 31, I was getting about 310 experience, all the way up to 330 experience, as I was still 30, because I did hit 33 when I still had some bowls left. So that was what we did in the end. I did make a mistake, and I forgot to turn off the destroying the bowl thing, so I had to undo that again. I'll pull. Our final quest for the episode is going to be Vampire Slayer. We are tasked by Morgan to find Dr. Hollow to deal with a vampire in Drainer Manor. We are going to head out to Varrock to find him and get taught how to kill a vampire. When we get to Dr. Hollow, we end up finding out that he kind of likes booze. So we do want. So I do want to get, because I know I am doing some combat. I did go and get myself my combat gear, some armor real quick from this. Got some food, and then we're gonna head. I unlocked the lodestone for a drainer of our city of because I kind of forgot to do that when I was doing lodestones. But we talked about gotta buy a beer to Hollow. He requires you to buy a beer, and we get him a beer. He tells us how to kill the vampire by using a stake in his heart. So we go to do exactly that. We stab him in the heart, try to stab him, don't get it all the way in. We end up having and we have our fight. The fight is pretty simple. It's really a low difficult fight. I am using some food because I am low level still. But overall, Necromancy did its job. We defeated him, and we go to talk to Morgan to finish up the quest. We gained a little surprise. I didn't know the lamp required you to have a skill level of 10. So we're going to have a quick montage of me killing some of these ghost trolls with necromancy, as it's a pretty quick way to get some levels. They're pretty easy to kill and didn't take too long to do. Just quickly going through this, shouldn't take much long. So we are going to be wrapping up soon. There isn't really too much more of this video. It's just getting 10 defense and then going to get my quest dice. As you can tell, we have 26 quest points, and that's all we're going to end on today. Got us to 22 defense. Quest discussed 250k plus a fortunate component, which we did sell for about 1.4 mil. Bring us to 2.3. No. Alright, that is the end of everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We did a lot of things today. We got a lot of quests done. We got some money done because we did hit on our die. We did get a fortune component plus the 250k plus 570k from getting 20 thieving. Today was this episode was a lot more quest based. We are gonna probably be doing some stuff off camera, things like maybe like wood cutting training, fishing, things like that. I'm not really wanting to show directly on camera. Spend time just sitting there, pressing record, and literally wood cut every single thing. I might have clips where I am wood cutting. If I am doing other things with other accounts, I probably will sit in a corner fishing on this account, wood cutting on this account. Things where I can just skill and not pay too much attention. That doesn't really affect much. The big thing is like, so I do want to. So right now I am going to be doing a lot of that. I'm going to be doing a lot of different editing styles, trying to work with those, trying to learn. and improve a lot of this stuff. Hopefully, this will all come out pretty good. But I'd like to know what you guys think about some, like how I did some of the scenes with the questing, especially like with the sped up and maybe speeding up to the going from like when I start slowing, having to do normal speed for this part, starting the quest and end of the quest, but during the in between part of the quest being sped up. Let me know how what you guys think of that, or if you guys would rather just see the beginning of the getting the quest, maybe getting grabbing finding the supplies, and then maybe if there's any maybe if there's like a boss fight in the quest, I'll record the boss fight would be in the clip, and maybe the ending and obviously the ending of the quest and the quest rewards. If you would like that instead, if you let me know down below, that would make me just so I can see what you guys would like. And once again, hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a good day.